Another episode with more clues, each one bringing us closer to answering the question, who killed Ben Glenroy? Hello again, everyone. It's Jason here. Let's talk Only Murders in the Building, Season 3. Today, of course, I'll be talking about Episode 4, titled The White Room. As in my previous videos, at the top portion, I will talk clues, suspect, Easter eggs, theories, and in the latter portion, I will give my review of the episode as a whole. With all that being said, I will be talking major spoilers, so if you haven't seen it yet, stop the video, head over to Hulu, check it out, then come on back, and we can talk about it. But now that we're past the spoiler warning, let's get back to sleuthing, shall we? So first off, I want to talk this episode's Easter egg. It's a little bit easier to spot. Right after you're panned down from the rooftop and you see the stairwell with everyone going downstairs and the emergency lights going off, you see the lights in the windows, and a lot of those rooms now are white, referencing, of course, the episode's title and core theme of the episode, The White Room. So at the end of episode 3, the trio has settled on Kimber as their prime suspect. She's the only one in the cast who didn't have her hanky. Ben apologized to her for some sort of falling out between the two of them, and it appeared in the video that Mabel and Taubert had watched of Ben just before he collapsed that he was having sort of a lover's spat. So that, of course, sets their sights on her. Now, Charles is going through his own little crisis of stage fright, blacking out and going into this space that is referred to as the White Room, doing crazy, weird things on stage that just leaves everyone shocked and horrified. So the three of them really decide to investigate Kimber at the theater, and I love the way that Mabel manipulates Howard into getting him to let them in, of course, with the image of a sweater sitting all alone in a theater, knowing, of course, that he loves sweaters. So they go to the theater where they find Kimber, and Mabel starts talking to her when she talks about how there's some beauty products that Ben was trying to help her sell. He was her unofficial spokesperson, but things just kind of fell apart between the two of them. He kind of flaked out on her, and she really kind of resented him, so she sold the handkerchief on eBay for a small fee. So this kind of takes eyes off of Kimber. Of course, she also reveals to Mabel that Ben was concerned about a red mark on his face, and he went into his dressing room with someone else who, with their makeup expertise, made the red mark go away. That, of course, leads Charles and Oliver, who are investigating Ben's dressing room, to find written on the mirror the words effing pig in red lipstick with a little picture of a pig on it. The lipstick's still sitting at his table, so Mabel picks it up and puts it in her pocket. Now, Mabel's also still trying to figure out what to do since her aunt is kicking her out, trying to find a new place. Enter Cindy Canning, who has offered Mabel a partnership to make more, murder podcasts because she's ready to get back into space after what happened with Podbean. Mabel, of course, says no. She's still really invested in what's going on with Charles and Oliver. Finally, Charles's anxiety gets so bad because it has to do with the fact that Joy is moving in. So when he's trying to talk to Joy about how uncomfortable things are, he blacks out in the White Room and incidentally proposes to her. It's at that moment, of course, that Mabel and Oliver walk into Charles's apartment, with Mabel holding the lipstick container in her hand. Joy sees the lipstick container and says, "Ooh, I've been missing that. I just felt so bad having an incomplete set." She grabs the lipstick from Mabel, puts it back in her box, and it's now assumed that Joy is Ben's killer. Charles is once again dating, this time engaged to a murderer. My thoughts on the episode. One, I knew it wasn't Kimber. There was always going to be a logical explanation as to why she didn't have her handkerchief and what was going on between Ben and her. That whole monologue in the previous episode where she wanted to snuff out the flame, well, that's every actor. It's a very cutthroat business. Sometimes it just means you want to try to outshine the other person. Now, I know, of course, that means that the prime suspect is Joy, but I don't think they're going to go that route either. As in previous seasons, there were multiple red herrings. I think Joy is another red herring. I think as sweet as she is, and despite that thing that she said about telling Ben to leave Charles alone, I don't think she's capable of murder. And even so, I would think something like that sounds a little less premeditated. I mean, the fact that he collapsed on stage and it was potential poison, I think it might have been something else. I'm, of course, sticking with Loretta as my prime suspect. Even though she didn't appear in this episode, I still think it was very much her. They're just sending us down this zigzaggy path. Eyes on the prize, guys. Eyes on the prize. Now, actually, I really liked this episode. It felt very much like the first two seasons. The last few episodes have been... The group has been a bit disjointed. You've got Charles and Oliver doing the play, and you've got Mabel trying to figure herself out. Then, of course, when the investigation starts, you've got Charles and Mabel working together and Oliver still working on the show. This was the first episode that brought all three of them back together for the first time in a while, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was a lot more fun than the other episodes because it brought back a lot of that energy. Nothing against those episodes, I just thought this episode brought me back to those first two seasons. I also really, really thought it was funny, the whole White Room thing. It was a very Steve Martin move. I mean, just the whole setup and the way that he kind of acts and moves in the White Room is just something straight out of Steve Martin. I thought it was really fun. I really, really liked this episode. But those are just my thoughts on Season 3, Episode 4 of Only Murders in the Building. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. Were there any clues I might have missed? Any suspects you might have? Any other theories? I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the like button. You want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. Click that notification bell so you can get updates on all my future videos, especially my Only Murders in the Building videos. You can also follow my social media pages. Links are down in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.